Okay, so joining me in studio, Andy Green, a director of the United Way. We've got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
First of all, we're into the new year, and what about the United Way?
Oh, so I'm entering my third year with the United Way, and so now I kind of know the job, right? Or at least I think I do. And so now it's just time to continue improving, what we can and making the county the best place it can be.
And you were talking about you've got Citizens Review coming up.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow afternoon we have our first meeting with some of the committee chairs for the Citizens Review Committee. So every year we have 20 different agencies currently that work with the United Way, and every year those agencies get vetted and have to go through our Citizens Review process. And the Citizens Review Committee is all made up of volunteers and people in the community that want to, that go through this. So it's not me, you know what I mean? It's all volunteer. And so tomorrow we have our first planning meeting to start laying out that process, because really by mid-February that the application will be out, and by the end of March we're going on it. So
every one of the agencies that you do serve will make a presentation to this review board.
Yeah, so they'll put in an application through, and then in April and May we'll have presentations.
All right, very good. Then they get their money.
Yeah, and actually it's for the following calendar year. So in December we were able to send out our first checks for this year. And we send out checks quarterly, but and it's just kind of great. That's one of our biggest things is funding our agencies, and so and going through the CRC process is one of the best parts of the United Way. So if you're somebody who's interested in wanting to be part of that process, feel free to reach out, and we'll talk about what that entails, and because we're going to start lining that up in the coming weeks.
I know you have a campaign, but you guys will accept money any time of the year, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, our campaign, we're a little over 50%. I don't remember the exact percentage, but we still have a little bit of work to do. And so we'll be our campaign will run through the end of March, but we are always willing and able to accept money.
So you still have people making contacts, you're making contacts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, if people wanted to contribute, how can they do that individually?
Oh, yeah. You can reach out to us at the United Way office. Our number is 563-242-1209. Or you can email me or just pop in. We're at the second floor of U.S. Bank. Probably don't pop in today because we've had some frozen pipe issues because of the negative temperatures. But we do have people that pop in and you want to help out.
That's great. Again, visiting with Andy Green of the United Way. Now, you're also heavily involved with nonprofits. Yeah. And you've got a summit coming up in March, and you were telling me this is going to be the 7th one.
Yeah, I think it's 7. And so we had 2 in 22 and we had 4 in 23. We didn't do one this past winter just because scheduling and trying to figure out things around the holidays. But our next summit's going to be in March. Don't have a date totally nailed down yet, but it'll be on a Thursday morning. And the plan is to be in the basement conference room of the hospital. And the cool part about this summit, and obviously we'll have details coming out before the end of this month, but it's going to be geared towards boards. And so most nonprofits have a volunteer board, and so we want people to be able to invite their board members, and we'll have a morning geared towards board members.
So what is it that you're trying to get across to these people on how they can raise money or how they can use the money they have, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of all of that, right? So every nonprofit has to fundraise. Every nonprofit has to be a good steward of that funding. But then also there's there's other things that boards do, and I think a lot of times board members may not know what they're doing. Nonprofits may not know what they're doing, and I think even sometimes we don't know what the issues are. So if we can have a day where we get people together and start looking at what the issues are and see where people need help, we can start to work on those things.
And again, this is not just for the city. This is a county-wide effort.
Yeah. And we've been working on some better communication pieces to get things out to to all of our nonprofits. We definitely have between 300 and 500 nonprofits in the county. That's a lot, when we're looking at a county of 45,000. And we want everybody working together, and rising tides lift all boats. And so if we can have everybody kind of working in tandem, we're going to be able to get a lot accomplished.
So that'll be coming up in March, and of course we'll have you in again on the third Wednesday in February, and you can fill us in even a little bit more on that. So what else are we covering here this morning, Andy?
Yeah, well, I mentioned the campaign that we're currently in the middle of that. But one of my, I mentioned we had some frozen pipe issues. I think all of us probably know somebody that had frozen pipe issues over the last couple of days. That is a really expensive fix, right? Especially if there's damage to the house or anything. And I think a lot of times people need help and they don't like asking for help. Through the United Way, we work with all of the agencies that help provide help. And so as you continue to fund the United Way, we are making sure through our CRC process that money's being used well and right. And we always need more funding for help in the community. But we also need people to ask for help. If you need help, make sure that you ask for help. And through the United Way, we can point you in the right direction. We have people call every day that we try to make sure that they're getting to the right spot that they need. Sometimes the help's not there quite yet, or maybe there's a waiting list or whatever the case might be. But we would rather have people ask for help than need it and kind of suffer or have that financial hardship or whatever the case.
You bring up a good point. I mean, you can point them in the direction they need to go. As you point out, a lot of times people really don't want to ask for help. They feel helpless. They don't know where to turn.
Right. And so if we can help people just kind of get on the right track, because everything's kind of a snowballing effect, right? And so, I think probably both of us would think that we're not going to be homeless in the next 5-10 years. But, something like a frozen pipe, we have to pay for this. Now we're not going to be able to pay for this. Now we're not going to be able to pay for this. Maybe that dips into medication. Maybe that dips into something. And then, you snowball until you get to a point where it's a real issue. And we want to make sure that people get the help at the beginning of the snowball, before everything kind of falls
apart. All the way down the hill. Appreciate you coming in as always. If people would like to find out more information about the United Way, how can they best do that?
Yeah, you can go to ClintonUnitedWay.org. My email is director@ClintonUnitedWay.org, and our number is 563-242-1209.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick. Yeah!
How many draft picks have had a second contract with the Patriots in the last 9 years, 8 years?